How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and today I'm going to give you an update on all my projects and cars and basically where this channel is going in the future. Before I start this video, I want to give a shout out to a guy named Jersaw. That's at least his screen name. He is the guy that bought my 3000 GT VR4 for $1,000, and he actually got it running. You guys can check it out. He's actually making a bit of a YouTube project of it on his own, and his channel is actually pretty cool, so I'll put the link in the description below. But what's going on with my cars? So as you can see, my Aston is right there, and what's the Mercedes is leaking onto the... Oh no, that's not good. See, I got these drip trays, but apparently the oil is coming in like right here. There's a gap, and this thing is pretty darn oily. Yeah, that's not good. That's coming from a valve cover leak. I gotta fix that. But what am I doing with this Mercedes? Well, those bugs are really loud. So this Mercedes is getting an AMG kit installed. I am sourcing wheels. I still don't know what wheels I'm gonna put on. If you guys have some ideas, put them in the comments, because I really don't know what to do with this. As far as the paint, I know that you guys were wondering if I was going to do a vinyl wrap or paint. I'm actually going to do a little bit of both. I'm doing a Plastidip, and I already ordered it. Plastidip is coming in soon, and I'm going to do an entire DIY. I'm going to basically clean out this whole garage, and I'm going to Plastidip this car, and it's going to look freaking sweet. And I wanted to do it because, number one, it was cheap, and number two, it's a DIY thing. And I've never Plastidiped an entire car before, so I think that would be pretty cool. Now, the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin got some exhaust work done last I worked on it, and I actually did drive it a bit. I cleaned up the wheels because those wheels were looking pretty haggard with some brake dust. But other than that, I haven't really done much with it. I will be putting on a suspension. I did source a suspension, a coilover suspension, and it's going to be developed. It actually hasn't been, it's not in production yet, so I'm going to have the very first one on my car, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be really interesting. I might do some ECU tuning. I haven't gotten any companies that are on board with that yet. I might do some maybe forced induction mods later on, but that is much later on. I mean, I would love to do forced induction. I'd love to put a supercharger on it, so it makes a little more than the 380 to 400 that it's currently making. But beggars can't be choosers. It's a good looking, it's a good sounding car. It's a good performing car all around. I really enjoy it. And hopefully I can make it a little bit faster in the future. But that is in the future because those things are really expensive on a car like this. Like a supercharger kit costs around $15,000 to $20,000. I don't have that kind of money, so I think for now it's gonna have to stay NA. If we come outside, you'll see this Lexus, which was the star of the last two videos, and it is still in front of my garage. It's not been sold yet. I've been pretty lazy. I haven't listed it just because I haven't had the time to do a full description, but that will be coming soon. If anybody does want it, $1,800 will get you a relatively clean 1999 Lexus SC300. My email will be in the description below, so yeah, you can let me know. I am in the Central Florida area, and yeah, you guys can come check it out anytime. No tire kickers. I know what I got. Now, the big one, the dually. This is actually one of my favorite cars, and I know that all my cars are one of my favorite cars, but this is it's so much fun. I love this thing. Now, I don't drive it as much as I should, but I drive it every once in a while. I'd say this is more suited to daily use, just because if I need to go out and get some groceries, I'll do it in this. It's a lot of fun to drive. I did install a triple gauge pod. I did some maintenance on the car. It's not a car, because some people get on me for calling trucks cars and Jeeps trucks and whatever. No, this is the truck. This is the truck. And it's actually been a really reliable workhorse. It does have a slight issue with some low fuel pressure, but it seems to be driving okay. The gas mileage sucks, but it's a 10,000 pound truck, so it's gonna suck. I am gonna do some in-tank fuel mods to get that pressure up, and I really want to change these wheels. These wheels are tiny. They are so tiny. And maybe I'll do something about the suspension, because suspension, it looks like it's higher in the back. This is a two-wheel drive, so it's higher in the back than it is in the front. And it does have like a bit of a raked look, which is fine, but I'd like it to be more flat. And I want that to be lower a little bit. So I think if I get some, I think those are like 16s or 17s. If I get some 19s or 20s, that'd be pretty killer. I don't know why I said killer. Apparently it's 1996, but I think this truck would look really, really cool. And I should stop being lazy and take off that sticker, but who cares? I also would like to get a bed cover, because right now I have some scrap metal and just kind of garbage. I have a pallet here, and I think a bed cover would make this nice and clean. Other than that, I'm not really touching this truck. I'd like to give it more power, maybe put it on a dyno if that's even possible. But don't expect me to do stuff like Haggard Garage, where they take a E350 and do donuts and roll coal and stuff. I'm not really about that life, and there are 4 rear wheels on there. I don't know how good they'll do a burnout, but I do know that if one pops, it's going to be a pain in the ass for me. So I don't want to do that. This is just my workhorse, and I want to keep it clean and functional and basically kicking ass all day, every day. All right, so this is my 87 Porsche 944 Turbo. And as you can see, I don't think I've even unveiled it really, but I bought this car a while back, and this was supposed to be a restoration. It actually has 47,000 original miles on it, and it's not the odometer stopped working or anything like that. The odometer actually works. It's just that it was purchased by a guy and then sold to another guy who ended up spinning it out and got some light damage right here. You can see that this, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe the fender panel or something, basically just crunched this, and it put a hole in the radiator. Now that is a radiator I bought, and I'm basically holding it together with zip ties, but there's a bracket here, and that's just broken. So yeah, so the guy just had it sitting, and it didn't even start when I bought it, and I got it to run. It actually runs really, really well. And what I'm going to do is I have an entire front end. I have a whole new front end that I'm going to graft onto this car and make everything 100% Porsche OEM spec. This is going to be a full restoration. It's going to be a low mileage car. Hopefully I can get some money at the end of it, but this should be an interesting one, because it's not going to be a spared no expense build, but I want to do everything right on this car. So I'm not touching that until I have all my ducks in a row, and maybe I don't have my garage as full as it is right now. Before I get into that car right there, I want to show you this car right here. This is actually my wife's car. This is the 2012 Hyundai Elantra that I bought a while back for $5,500 because it had 169,000 miles, I think. Now the car has 174, and it drives like new. There are no problems with it at all. The only issue is that one of the tire pressure monitoring sensors went out, but yeah, it seems fine. I put in a navigation with a backup camera, just so parking would be a little easier. It is easy to park this thing, but you know, just in case. And this thing is awesome. I drove it to New Jersey and back. It got 40 something miles to the gallon, which is probably 4 times as good as what my dually got. And yeah, it's a really good daily for my wife. Sometimes I take it out. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I don't think it has to be. It looks nice. There's no accidents on record, and it cleans up pretty good, and I even like the color. So I really can't complain. If anybody wants a really nice, cheap car, look no further than this, because I got it for $5,500. I'm pretty sure people can get them around there, even for $7 or $8 grand. I mean, this is a really, really good value. So now comes the part where I show you what could have been. Now this is my 1992 Lexus SC300. and I dubbed it Project Overspray, and you guys can see why. Now this is a graffiti bomb paint job. It is actual graffiti paint. It's not like a wrap or anything like that. It is 100% original. It was made by two friends of mine that are or were or whatever. I'm not sure if what the status is on their current graffiti career. So one used stencils and the other one was just freehand. And they have two very different artistic approaches and styles. So the stencil one was basically in the middle of the car. There we go. Yeah. So you can see the stencils, and you can see my face there. And I'm not an egomaniac, I swear. I didn't want my face on here. My friend just sort of put it on there. And the joke was, the running joke was that, hey dude, I put a dick on your hood. I'm like, why'd you put a dick on my hood? He was like, you'll see. And it was me. I'm the dick. So this has had some issues with running, mainly that it doesn't run. When I got it back from the car shipper just gave it to me non-running. We couldn't get it started. And I just pushed it here and gave up on it for a few months. And I don't know why it doesn't run. I haven't put any thought into it. Maybe I can do an episode on it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try it right now. I'm going to try to... I have a fresh battery. I can put a fresh battery in there, and we can see if it starts or not. Okay, I couldn't record it, but I got a new battery in there, or rather, one that I charged up. Now, if I open this, this is a complete mess and a horror show, but it is wired up. There is a relocation to the back, and those are all the power wires, and that's the negative wire. And yeah, this car was basically an experiment. When I was 19, I bought the car for $400, and there's so much wrong here. Like, there's so much that I cut corners on, mainly because I didn't have any money, and I needed a car. This was my only car, and man, this is such a hazard. But I'd like to do this thing right. I'd like to make this into, obviously it's not going to be like a daily driver or anything, but I'd like to make this into like a cool race car. I don't know if it's going to be drift, but I also don't know if it's going to be something like a time attack car, or maybe a drag car, or a road racing car, or something like that. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments, what would you like to see this car as? Actually, before I ask you that, I guess I already asked you, but I can show you the engine, which is, ta-da, 1JZ twin turbo from a Toyota Soarer, and it made 330 to the wheels when I put it on the dyno last, and it is very, very dirty. I mean, this is, you can tell that I took off the cover, I think a while back. I was maybe trying to diagnose it, I'm not sure, or the cover came off, or I don't know. But it is extremely dirty. There's still leaves from when I was in Jersey, and I didn't clean those out. But everything here is oxidized and whatnot. But it still is a 1JZ, and it still makes a really good noise. Actually, let's see if it makes a good noise. I have no idea if it starts or not. One last ramble. I love this blow-off valve. It's so fast and furious. This is a Greddy Type S blow-off valve, and it's a discontinued model. The reason why I like it is because Paul Walker used it in the original Fast and Furious, and it was that that sort of sound. And the Greddy Type R, I believe, the one that came, or the Greddy Type RS, they never made that same sound, and this is so ricerific. It's so like 90s that I think it gives this car the character that it needs. But let's try to get this thing started. Oh yeah, that's an interior, all right. Let's see. Not in gear. I don't have to put the clutch in. All right. Well, the cluster's doing something. You can hear the fuel pump going. Let's try it. Oh my God. It runs so well. Okay, I guess it just needs a new battery. Oh wow, why isn't the cluster working? Oh, I think I have to give one of these. Wait. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes you just gotta hit those old electronics. Oh, this is awesome. And it sounds so nice. See my ghetto triple gauge pod that I made out of fiberglass and broken parts. Yeah, that's all gonna have to get redone. My Pioneer head unit, Avic D2. This brings back so many memories. And the steering wheel. The steering wheel is from a 2007 Scion TC, and I actually got these switches to work. If anybody knows anything about Lexuses, they never had steering wheel controls. So I had to basically rewire the cruise control, so this car has no cruise control. But I took the cruise control wires and I remapped them to this, and then I used a converter to go to the Pioneer head unit. It's all kind of pretty cool stuff, and it works, but maybe in its next iteration it won't even have a radio. This is so awesome. All right, so it's warmed up a little bit, and I think the gas is okay enough. I doubt the tach is going to work because it looks really, really low, and I don't think it's actually idling at that low. But let's you listen to the blow-off valve. Oh my God. That sounds like the 90s. It revs clean though. It revs really, really clean. Oh, can't wait to get this thing in my garage. All right, in time. I have to do the Mercedes first, but after that, I think this is gonna go under the knife, at least so I can clean up a lot of this mess. Because look at this. I drove around like this. Daily, and this was my daily driver. I actually haven't driven with a graffiti bomb paint job, but it did have a red paint job that I did myself, and yeah, I drove around like that for maybe 2 years. And with this powertrain, it brings back a lot of memories. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off because I don't want it to overheat. The fan control, the relays are all out, so the fan is not gonna turn on. But oh man, that's so awesome. I thought she was dead, but she rose from the ashes like a rusty phoenix, like a rusty inline six phoenix. All right, I can't wait to get started on this. Now, you guys can tell me in the comments, what do you want me to do with this? I'm not selling it, at least not yet. It has a 1JZ twin turbo. It has a 5-speed W58 trans with an RPS max clutch, which is probably crap by now. I don't know if I'm going to go 6-speed. I don't know if I'm going to go something else, maybe an R154 or an MA5 transmission, but that's not important right now. What should I do with this car? Should I make it into a circuit racer, into a time attack car? Should I make it into a drift car like every other person? Maybe I'll get Adam LZ to sign off on it. Who knows? He's also in Central Florida. But yeah, let me know in the comments. I want to know what you guys would do with this. If it's scrap it, then it's scrap it. But yeah, that got me kind of excited. I kind of want to put it in the garage now, but I don't want to neglect other projects. So without further ado, I think that's it. Actually, you know, I'm keeping one thing from you guys, and it's another car that I bought, and I'm unveiling it in about 2 weeks time. So you guys will see that. You guys will see it first. You guys will actually see it because I haven't seen it. I bought it sight unseen. I'm not letting you know what the car is just yet, but if you want a sneak preview, you can listen to me on the Smoking Tire podcast, and I'm there with Chris from BS for Build, and I'm also on the Hooniverse podcast with Jeff Glucker. I'm in episode 199, I believe, on Hooniverse. I'm not sure what number the Smoking Tire podcast is, but in any case, you guys can learn what car it is there, and you'll see it on this channel first. So yeah, that's going to be real exciting, and I know I'm being very, very cryptic, but it's only because I think that you guys will really enjoy it when you do finally see it. So yeah, that's it for today. If you like what I do and you like all the cars that I've presented here, feel free to give me a subscribe. You can like, you can comment, you can share, social, do whatever you need to do. I'm on Facebook.com/AskTavarish. Twitter and Instagram is @TheRealTavarish, and you can email me at asktavarish@gmail.com. I do read every single email, but give me some time if you want to reply, but I do read all of them. And some of you guys had some really good ideas when I asked whether or not I should sell or keep the SC400. A lot of you guys were sort of divided, but yeah, you guys helped me out with that decision immensely. So thank you for that. Thank you to all my subscribers. There are a lot of you, a lot of mounting numbers. These numbers are getting actually quite ridiculous. It's like 37,000. 37,000 is a lot of people. You can fill up like a medium-sized stadium with 37,000 people. But I think we can get that number higher. Notification squad, just hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, and you'll see all my stuff as soon as it comes out. And whether it's working on this thing or that thing or that thing or any of the other things I own, you guys will see it first. So that would help me out immensely. But until next time, this is me reminding you that you should wrench every day.